Guys, welcome back to another one. A wonderful one. A beautiful one, because guess what, babe? We woke up today, we pressed play on life. We're not going to talk about the fact that we may or may not have had a choice, but it's a gift anyways. Oftentimes, I don't go up to everybody and ask for a Christmas present, a birthday present. I get it anyways. So enjoy your gifts, enjoy the fruits of your labor, whatever labor that may be. And today we're hermit questing. We're hermit questing, doing our besting, running and never settling for lusting, lusting and crusting and lusting. Get your Koopa ready to fill your mind with lots of platitudes that really don't mean anything. Ready to talk your ass in a circle. It's the Fushi creation of the Miss Variety, and then we have Giga back there, and then we have Frost over there looking to the side, wishing she wasn't here. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Guys, my guys and girls, and my ties and whirls. Today we're finishing off the Hermit Quest. Essentially, in this one, we need to talk to the sage guy, the wonderful person. I don't really know. All I know is if you are following along as a guide, which you may be, I realize this is kind of like one of the first videos of this quest line, probably on YouTube. Remember, my friends, that this is one of the nearby chat things where you have to talk to people. I know, talking to people sounds terrible. But in order to make it to this guy's house where we do the quest, and then I'll tell you the rest of the details of the quest. You have to type in Japanese, "I'm full," which I believe is I don't remember what the kanji is. I don't remember how to moon speak. But when I see it on screen, I might be able to pronounce it for you. So, I use the frequently used phrases to do this. There are a couple ways to do this. If you have a Japanese keyboard, of course, you just type it in. There is a send to chat tool, or you can log on to Hiroba, which is the Dragon Quest website. And there are frequently used phrases right there where you hold B and you just scroll down. So what is that? Ah, ni kai. See? I tried. But essentially it's I'm full in English. And you just I don't know, you interact with this sort of yeah, it's a stone lantern thing. And then you go to our true quest giver's house. So this is I believe he's the Fairy King. Mm-hmm. We have to collect something for him, bring it back to him, and then he'll teach us, or he'll show us where our culprit is, where Thanos has arrived. So this is the area. I really love these new areas that they just put in because they really put into context the older areas. And also, I feel like this is a very, very cute little lake house combo. It looks very, very nice here, so I always like to take a little bit of time to appreciate the new areas they created. Right. And we do have another boss area as well. Version 7 is quite a whiles away, but just know the graphics will get to this and better. Strangely enough, even though this looks like a very old game, they still have parts of it that I don't know how they look modern, but I really think it's more of like a texture quality, more of like there's certain small things in the animations and the environment. There's a lot of attention to environmental detail here too. So here he is, Fairy King. See, he's very robust. You may not like it, but this is what peak male performance looks like. Yeah. I'm not against him, but the spirit minister could have a better haircut, in my opinion. Right? So essentially, you see he's an eater. Our quest here is to give him one of his favorite foods so that he gives us what we need. And I gotta turn this damn fan. It's bothering me. It's bothering me. A bit more. Okay. Yep. Excuse Excuse me. So yeah, that was something at a train station. I believe we have to go to Port Town Linder or Luckland. I think it's actually Luckland. It's one of the smaller train station towns, but I don't know why these like newer vocation quest lines usually have you go to the train station. It's a little weird. To me at least. But whatever. After you go in here, we're gonna go to Luckland Island. The train station is where the mini meadow person is. And you just buy the food. I forget what food item it is. I really don't know. But he gives you hints about it. I don't think he explicitly tells you what it is, but he says, oh yeah, it's a burger. It's a burger because it's the Coliseum burger for Luckland. Yeah, there it is. He's like, it's like a meat thing you eat near a Coliseum or something, he tells you, where there's fights. It's a pretty okay hint. You should be able to figure it out. I do like how old games really don't just give you the 411 on where to go. There's no like magic arrow, so it's a pretty good food item too. With food items in this game, you really don't want to buy them from the train stations, of course. Once you get the game, you can just go ahead and buy them from the bazaar, so they get you more stars. When people make them themselves, they can craft them to let them give you better stats, more experience. So, Coliseum Burger raises your crit rate, and yeah, I like that. I like to crit hard, so it's actually a pretty helpful item. Not even gonna lie. And remember, these food item stats, you can only have one on at a time, but with certain things like the burger, if you upgrade the food, if you make it really well, get a couple stars on it, you can also get experience, I believe. I don't know. I think it's actually something completely different that you make with the critical rate added on, but you can get crit rate and 30% experience too. Alright, so that's basically the end of the quest, the end of all the complicated stuff. Now we just really have to return this, and then he'll tell us where to go. And then we're gonna fight our good old fairy Thanos, who wants to destroy the world. Ooh, excuse me. For the sake of nature. But yeah, that's about it for Dragon Quest. I'll go ahead and rant on and ramble on about whatever I want to talk about today. And today, oh, I really don't want to, but we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. We've been avoiding it this whole damn time. We've been jumping around it, but it has happened, guys. It has happened. One of the most horrible tragedies. Oh, and it's so close to 9/11. It's terrible. It's terrible, but it did happen, guys. One day away from 9/11, the Nintendo Direct. Yes, I know. I know you were all thinking it. I know you were all thinking it. It was basically the most horrible thing that happened that whole week. Nothing else was as bad, as greedy, as tone deaf as that Direct, man. It was terrible. But even still, I did find things to like about it. I did find things to enjoy about it. But yeah, I just like to ramble on platitudes about like the general just greed and entitlement that's been going on in this generation that I've seen a lot. Year 2025, year of the truth, I've realized that we really don't deserve much. And in my opinion, it's because we think we deserve much. It's that thing, man. Life really doesn't treasure anything but sacrifice, and we have been forced to sacrifice things. And so that sort of breeds our own entitlement. When in reality, sacrifice is only respected when you have a choice to not sacrifice it. It's not accepted when, you had to sacrifice it no matter what. It's not like loved or cherished, It's like, oh yeah, I had to sacrifice that. It's like whatever, it's like you giving up, I don't know, your morning workout to show up to work on time. It's like, no. You probably could have still worked out. You probably still work out after, but a willing sacrifice that you feel like you kind of are required to do. And that's a lot of things with this generation, man. It's just entitlement because of how quote unquote hard we've had it. And I don't want to go back in time because I treasure everything that I have right now. You know, the moment is bad, but I do recognize it could be much worse. Um, but I do recognize that times are very, very hard right now. I'm just grateful that we're even alive, that we're even surviving, that I have these magic moments to myself. Um, to spread love and positivity, and that I can truly, you know, and wholeheartedly smile and have fun. Just knowing that this moment will eventually pass. I think that's why I really fell in love with theater. It's like the natural flowing and ebbing nature of performance, of getting in the flow. And I love that. I love that. A lot of things in this life will tell you that your performative or inauthentic nature is what's holding you back. But, you know, I actively push back against that. Excuse me, I am still waking up. I am still waking up. I might cut that out. I know how annoying it is to hear yawns on the mic, but I do want you guys to realize that besides these little intros, I really don't edit that much at all. It's just a style of uploading that I like. It helps me get a very, very easy and flowing editing process where I don't have to focus too much, you know? But let me know if this gets in the way of your enjoyment. Of course, if I could edit more, I would edit more, but there's really not too much of a reason to. Especially when I do enjoy just hearing all my flaws, my concepts of errors, you know, my mistakes. I like hearing them back. I like hearing the rawness on the mic. And I've noticed I kind of like listening to that too. I remember I watch a couple of different creators that just kind of talk and ramble on like this. So I watched Terry Joel Jr. And he does the one take cuts as well. He literally just sits in front of the camera though. You know, no gameplay, no background footage. He just kind of rants on about life and women. And I remember one of his episodes because he just one takes it. There was a dryer on in the background, and like a lot of things I've noticed, when bad things happen, you really just have to deal with it in the moment and vibe through it and do your thing. And that's what he did. He said, I'm not cutting. I don't cut in my videos. Well, he didn't literally say that, but he's just like, yeah, sorry about the dryer, guys. I didn't know that was going on. I apologize. And he just continued on with the video, and then it kept ringing like a couple times, and he was just like, yeah, I'm sorry, whatever. And every time he like sort of addressed it, whatever. And then when it stopped at the end of the video, when he was done, he addressed it one more time, and he said, fuck it, yeah, that's what we're rolling. We're rolling deep. We're rolling tide. And then he said, thank you, move on. But things like that, I recognize are valuable to people. Because in real life, there are mistakes that happen. There are fuck ups that go on all the time. And people aren't comfortable with just, moving through and not caring about how it really affected other people. It's okay. If I act like it doesn't really affect me and it doesn't really bother me, guess what? It's not really going to bother you. And that's insane how that works. I am someone who is chronically early for literally everything, and this would annoy me sometimes when I would like hang out with friends or in a friend group or something. So there was definitely resentment to build, but I would come in late sometimes, to work or whatever. And when I would come in late, every time what I would do, instead of freaking out, like instead of being how I felt on the inside, essentially, because like it's not fun to be late for me. Like that's the reason why I come early all the damn time. It's not fun. It just doesn't feel good, right? But what I do is I'm just like, yeah, it's cool. Sorry for the interruption. let's get started. And that's it. You know, it's very, very normal, very plainly. I understand, you know, no matter how late I am, you know, of course, if I'm super late, there's obviously going to be an explanation already sent in text form to you. But sometimes I don't even like to do that, you know? Sometimes, even if I'm like 15, 20 minutes, it's just like, hey, man, it happened. I apologize. I'm here now. Let's get started. That's it. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to go through tons and tons of platitudes. You just do it. And yeah, a lot of people understand if it's an honest error. But going back to this Nintendo Direct, there is no honest error there. That shit is intentional. They intentionally fucked us over with so much DLC. I think one of the last things they showed on there was DLC. That was crazy. And of course, we do get Dragon Quest VII. We did get a new Fire Emblem that basically give us no details about it. It just looks like Black Fire Emblem. Ethnic Fire Emblem, great. Didn't we all need this? Didn't we all love this? I think they did really well with the performance of... Wow, I forget what that name is. Engage. Fire Emblem Engage, yeah. It's so boring and useless that I just forgot the name of it. But the performance quality. The gameplay quality was really good until they got to the DLC of that game. The DLC of Engage was actual trash. Actual dog water. Which is why I'm so depressed. That a lot of the Mario... What is his anniversary? 40th anniversary? Bullshit. It all felt like on this DLC. It all felt like stuff they just had in the bank. In the docket. None of it felt real. None of it felt... I don't know, like something they actually put time into and dedicated his 40th anniversary for. None of it felt like that to me. But they did. They released it. They did their thing. And I'm really sorry for everyone who bought that last anniversary collection that they had, the Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy collection, because, you know, now there's Galaxy 2, and yeah, now we all feel stupid, don't we? Yeah, I know. I don't care about the stupid Mario movie too. I saw that and I was like, I was immediately like, this is the movie style. This is another movie. I don't care. The Mario movie was okay, but like this quickly, you're gonna announce the next one? Really? Really? I don't even know if I'm gonna see this one in theaters, honestly. I mean, of course I didn't pay for it last time, so if somebody says, hey, we're seeing the Mario movie, I got your ticket, I'm, you know, not gonna say, oh, Mario. If I have time, I'll go do it, but like, I'm not endeavoring to get a ticket, just like last time. It's a little ridiculous how they're milking Hollywood like this. But that's entirely Nintendo's choice. You have to realize it is entirely 110% their choice to milk the shits, to do whatever they want to do with their stupid fucking Koopa-loving franchise. You know, it's strangely enough, I don't own Mario. That's not me, guys. You know, I know, you're looking down, you're looking at the air temperature, but, he's the Koopa! But he's the Magic! He was #1! Not true. Not true. But yeah, it's a little depressing how overblown with greed Nintendo has become. But just like the DEI, just like a lot of the things happening today, we have all been on a train towards this. We've just accepted it for too long. We really have. All this inclusivity bullshit, it's not helping us. It is not. We need more gatekeeping. At least in my opinion. I don't know if that's the real solution. Me personally, I've always hated the idea that you could be locked out of an area just because you don't know enough or you don't have enough wisdom or good stats in a certain area. That sucks to me. But there's a reason why that happens in gameplay. And when you just let people do whatever they want in real life and then make fun of them because they fucking suck because you let them do whatever they want. People get confused. They don't understand the world. They're like, well, I don't fit in this space because I suck, and then I don't fit in this space because they don't like me. But I don't want to do the work or actually put some effort into things because everything is so easy. Everything is so easy that it tricks you into thinking you actually don't have to do the work. But you still have to do the work. In fact, nowadays you probably have to do more work because it's so fucking easy. Nobody wants to tell you that, though. Nobody wants to tell you that. The fact that everything is so easy and accessible makes this so painful to realize. And it's still not fair that inflation has done this to us. I don't think it's like, oh yeah, this makes total sense. I'm just saying we've always been walking in this direction just because of technologically advances. And there's been no safety nets. There's never been no like safety nets for the middle class. Yes, there's tons for the poor. But for the middle class, it's like, no man, you fall way down. And then we'll help you. And then we'll help you. You have to get away from that, and the truest way is to just develop good spending habits. Oftentimes, man, a lot of this stuff we don't need. Even as a huge gamer, if you are in a phase in your life where money is not the greatest, maybe find a game that you know you can just goot out to. And only play that. You know, you don't need to buy new games, especially now, guys. Did you see that fucking direct? Half the shit on there was either DLC, a remake. You know, there was one new IP. Oh my god, I gotta play the puzzle game with all my friends on couch co-op, or all my friends who love third-person shooting puzzle games and super accurate team-based gameplay. Yeah, I have so many friends like that. We have a whole 4-man group, right? Right, guys? Right, guys? The new IPs look fucking terrible. Nintendo is a farm game simulator now. And they showed us more Kirby Air Ride stuff, which just depressed me. Oh my god, man, they're separating the emo parts. There are emo parts though. The amiibos, please tell me you are not excited that they are separating the amiibo parts. You know they're gonna sell those separately for $60 each. So nothing really excited me about it. You know, this was one of the Nintendo Directs where I was really angry and saying release the price after they literally did every announcement. Screaming at my television screen. I had to watch a toxically positive female streamer because yeah, I get pretty angry. I feel like if I watched another guy on that, I'd probably throw the remote through my TV. So luckily, we have parasocial relationships to keep us in check. Here we go. But yes, man, it's a little depressing to realize the company that you are basically trapped with, you know, stuck with for the rest of your life. I don't think I'll ever stop being a Nintendo fan, so don't worry about that, guys. You know, it's not like the stuff that I like about Nintendo is ever gonna go out of fashion. You know, it's not like they're just gonna start creating new IPs. It's like, goodbye, children of the 90s. Goodbye, children of the 2000s. We don't need your money anymore. Yeah, that will never happen. So, if they're still using the same IPs, Mario included, I do like Mario, but you know, I'm not going crazy for Mario Wonder on the Switch. I'm not going crazy to play Galaxy 2 again, which I didn't even think was that good, if I'm being real. Galaxy 2 was fun, but I do like Galaxy 1 more. I'm one of those guys. It was just a lot more fun to run around the hub world for me. And in Galaxy 2, I don't think it was the world map that really did me in. I think it was the shorter levels that did me in, honestly. And also the green stars were very annoying in that game, that you had to like basically do them twice to get the full experience. I did enjoy playing as Luigi though. Both of them. Luigi was fun. Luigi was a good time. Oh shit, we got fun boss there. just like the first one that we fought in this quest line, yeah, you have to use your fairies to do damage. I do think though that the dragon transformation when you're dragon mage also does damage, so that's pretty interesting. You can't do damage to him really, and I had a guardian who obviously not gonna do much. Yep. So that's the boss. Very cool design on him as well. That was really awesome. Reminds me of Nimbus Slime design, or like a Super Sentai monster or something like that. And here we have our conclusion where we figure out that, hey man, humans aren't that bad. We may destroy nature, we may annihilate everything good in this life, but we also try to help it. We also have free will. We are also creating our new form of spirits. We're creating spirits in a new way. Is essentially what Panpipo is teaching him. So remember that we suck as humans. We do. We are trash. We are terrible. But some of us have decided to sacrifice a little bit more for the next generation of humans. And you just gotta hope that chain lives on. A lot of people get angry and indignant. It's like, why am I sacrificing all this for the next generation when they're just gonna turn out like boomers? When they're just gonna turn out like Gen Z? When they're just gonna turn out like millennials or whatever generation you hate. And I say, man, we don't know, man. We really don't know. But you gotta wish and realize that the fact that you exist and your mind is here and has compassion and empathy means that just naturally in the way the world works, it has to be passed on. These feelings do not fade. Pictures definitely don't. I'll tell you that. Once it's on the internet, it's there forever. And we really need to preach that more. Not just pictures, but words, guys. Words, feelings, thoughts, and prayers. They're on the internet one time and they never leave. Oh, but it's getting really annoying to notice that all this cool stuff from my childhood is not leaving. It's just getting remade. And so I understand why we have a lot of millennials who just quote unquote will refuse to grow up, will just, absolutely destroy other children's hobbies, is because, with our generation, with inflation, with the crazy consumer capitalistic American economy, they don't want us to grow up. They want us to be childlike consumers for the rest of our fucking lives. They're actively poking our nostalgia buttons every fucking day. And I'd be a liar if I said, it don't feel good. He's like, ooh, my nostalgia buttons. Oh my god. You don't have to do that. You have to touch me there. Oh my god. It feels good. It feels good, man. But you have to take off the rose-colored glasses for a little bit and really recognize what is happening here. That's the main thing. I'm glad there are tragedies that happen every day, but I'm glad this tragedy that happened, this personal Nintendo 911 of a direct, the Nintendo 912 Direct, where they destroyed my twin towers of hope for a generous company. Yeah, that was fucking awful, man. That was fucking awful. I'm glad I at least got a little bit of Dragon Quest news. And Dragon Quest 7 does look very, 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 very good to me. It does. They didn't have to show me a damn trailer. I'm sorry, a gameplay or whatever. They did show a little bit of gameplay in the trailer, but what I'm saying is they didn't have to show like a strict gameplay elements or whatever trailer. They did that for Japan, and go ahead and watch a little Dookie video. I might link him in this one because we are Dragon Quest channel a little bit, just mostly Nintendo, mostly RPG, but essentially you don't need the details about that game. It looks good. It reminds me a lot of a combination of the chibi version of this game. There's a Dragon Quest 10 offline version and Dragon Quest 11, and that's just what I wanted, like that's what I wanted from actual Dragon Quest 12 next series kind of game. I wanted either that or obviously just the MMO game, but I know they probably won't have combat like this in Dragon Quest 12. It wouldn't really make a lot of sense. It's more of like a multiplayer thing because of the sumo aspect and the fact that you can't control your party members. So I am happy though that people are still having fun with Nintendo and the company is still moving on and prospering. I just want everybody to realize, you know, what you are supporting does not care about you, does not like you. Nintendo is 110% focused on Japan, and I don't even think they like Japan, man. I think they love the fact that Japan loves them, and then they have an entire monopoly over the entire citizenship. But I'd be hard pressed to find something that Nintendo has pure, unbridled, genuine love for, except for money and exploitation. But my friend, whenever you want to be exploited again, come on back. Jump back in another video. For now, we're done. I'm going back into my hermit cave, my hermit house. I appreciate you. I love you. If you want, you can drop that subscribe, and I'll see you next time. All right.